Center. I'm a Soma Pilates teacher and also a no-risk abdominals teacher. And today we are going to talk about the abdominals. So the first and more superficial layer of the abdominals is the rectus abdominis. The rectus abdominis is a muscle which goes from actually quite high at the level of the nipple here. So it's the level of the fifth rib, and it inserts to the fifth rib, sixth rib, seventh rib, and goes with its fibers down along the torso like this to attach itself on the pubic bone. The rectus abdominis has longitudinal fibers which go like this. So because of the orientation of the fibers, it is a muscle which actually allows us to do two kinds of movement. If my rib cage is stable and my pelvis is moving, the rectus abdominis is this one. We will happen to do this kind of movement with my pelvis. That means my pubic bone is going towards the ceiling, and here you can do this movement putting your fingers just here above the pubic bone, and you feel the activation of the pubic bone, of the rectus abdominis. You can also actually lift your head off the floor and feel the activation of the rectus abdominis just here above the pubic bone. Try this a few times. Now, if my pelvis is stable, the rectus abdominis is this one, which will allow me to go in a flexion, so that my rib cage is actually going closer to my pelvis. And this is actually what we are doing when we are doing abdominals, typical abdominals exercises. Under the rectus abdominis, we have two other muscles, which are the external oblique and the internal oblique. The external oblique attaches itself from the fifth and sixth ribs on the external side of the ribs and go all the way down in this way towards the iliac crest and towards the pubic bone also. The fibers are contractile on the side, and in the middle they join and transform themselves into an aponeurotic sheet here in the middle. Going deeper in the layers of abdominals, after the external oblique, we found the internal oblique, which fibers are in the other direction as the external oblique. So for the external oblique, it's like we are putting hands in the pocket, and for the internal obliques, they are actually the opposite way, like this, under. So the internal oblique muscle inserts itself inside of the ribs and the interior side of the rib cage, and goes down and attaches itself also on the iliac crest and also on the pubic bone and on the ligaments that is going from the ASIS here to the pubic bone. And this muscle helps us to do exactly the same kind of movements than the external oblique in the opposite direction. So that means that, for example, if my pelvis is moving and my rib cage is stable, with the internal oblique I am moving one part of my pelvis in front. So this anterior superior iliac spine is moving front. So I brought a friend now to see the more internal part of the abdominals, and this is the transverse muscle. And the transverse muscle is often called, like in Pilates we call him the corset muscle. This is this one that allows you to like really swallow your waist towards the inside, like really shrink your waist towards the inside like this. So this muscle inserts in a aponeurotic sheath at the back here of the close to the spine. Then these fibers go all around, and the fibers are horizontal like this here, and it attaches right under the rib like this, and to the iliac crest also, and also to the pubic bone. So it goes like around, fibers are here, 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 and here is the aponeurotic sheet in the middle. And And this muscle is actually a little bit different from the other ones. With all the other muscles, we are moving the skeleton in the space. We are moving the one part of the body in relationship to the other part of the body using the contraction of the muscle. This muscle, because its layers are like this, is not making any part of the body really actually move in relationship to another, but it's more this one which is actually allowing us to pull the belly in. This is why, because it's close to the viscera, we call him a visceral muscle, and it has a visceral role. So when we inhale, if we let the belly go out, we relax the transverse abdominis. And then when we exhale, and we absorb the belly in, this is actually the transverse abdominis action. I'm not moving my skeleton, but I'm using this muscle to move the content, all the abdominal organs that are situated here. So now that we saw all the 4 different layers of the abdominals and that you could experience them in your body and really feel how they are activating according to which movement you are doing, I think you can be ready to try some abdominals exercise or some Pilates classes. So I hope to see you soon in Parinama Center, and I wish you a good day. Bye!